With the recent patch notes, we learned about upcoming class balance changes, which means nerfs and buffs to the classes, and today we will check out the changes they made. And I want to start with Blood Knight because this class got nerfed again a little bit. First, we have some changes about Abomination skill. Activation of the skill now damages nearby enemies in addition to causing fear. Duration of fear increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Cooldown reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. Maybe we should go Blood Knight and test out the new Abomination after the patch goes live. And they made some changes to the Abomination skills. First we have Blood Rush. Skill range reduced from 7 meters to 5 meters, which is not good, this is a nerf. Maximum charges increased from 1 to 2. Well, this one is nice. Knockbacks affects enemy players. I mean, they reduced the range of the skill, but they increased the charges, so I guess that's good. And they made some changes about Shattering Fists too. The third attack in the series will additionally stun for 2 seconds. Well, we are definitely go Blood Knight and try Abomination in PvP, it should be fun. Well, it's not gonna be that good, but it should be fun. And now let's check out Blood Knight items. Ageless Cross. Umbrella Lance cooldown reduced from 12 seconds to 9 seconds. Well, no one really uses this essence, but alright. And they increased the maximum charges of this essence from 1 to 2, which I know some people use this essence in PvP to play like a Necromancer in a sense. And this nerf is gonna affect all Blood Knights. Horns of the Hex, Siphon Blood damage reduced by 10%, which is not that much, but still nerf is a nerf. And they buffed another Umbrella Lance essence Wound Well. Umbrella Lance maximum charges increase from 2 to 3. I'm not sure who uses Umbrella Lance, but if you do, here you go. And that's all about Blood Knight. Now let's talk about Necromancer, but before that, the damage players deal to summons is reduced from 200% to 150% in Battlegrounds and Rite of Exile. Maybe with this change we might try to play with summons in Battlegrounds, or Demon Hunters might be able to play with sentries. And we have one change on Necromancer skills, which is Corpse Explosion. Damage fall-off from hitting a target with multiple explosions reduced from 30% to 20% per hit, which is a buff for this skill, and we use this skill for open world farm, not for PvP, but still a good thing to have. Now let's check out the items. First one is about this essence. Damage fall-off from hitting a target with multiple cross explosions reduced from 30% to 20% per hit. And next one is for Surge and Stillness, which is the same thing again, plus corpses move 30% faster. And the next change is for this chest essence. Bone Armor's duration of effect has been reduced from 4 to 2 seconds. This will allow for quicker corpse generation. Bone Armor's total damage is reduced by 27%, but damage per tick increased by 57%. Bone Armor's cooldown reduced from 12 to 8 seconds. And next we have some changes about this essence, and we use this in our open world farm build, which is my favorite build in the game. Damage fall-off from hitting a target with multiple corpse explosions reduced from 30% to 20% per hit. And fear detonation damage increased by 33%. And that's all for Necromancer. Now let's move on to the Wizard, and we have one Wizard skill change, and that's Black Hole. Cooldown reduced from 20 to 18 seconds. And now let's talk about the wizard items. First we have Devouring Void. Black Hole's cooldown reduced from 20 to 18 seconds. That's the same thing with the base skill. And we have some changes about this essence too. Explosion delay from Black Hole reduced from 2 to 1.5 seconds. Explosion damage from Black Hole increased by 30%. Maximum Black Hole charges increased from 1 to 2. Black Hole's cooldown reduced from 12 to 6 seconds. And Black Hole no longer knockbacks and stuns. That's a huge change actually. But I don't know if someone uses this essence in PvP, I don't really know. And then basically they nerfed this Cross Claw essence. Damage reduction against continual damage effects has been decreased from 58% to 45%. Well, I was using this essence for my Battle Mage build, but I guess I will still use it, but I need to test it first. And next we have some changes for this essence. A single direct hit from Black Hole now increased damage you deal by 15%. Multiple hits no longer required to trigger. Essence Master increases the damage bonus of Black Hole up to 28.5%. Black Hole's damage bonus duration increased from 2 to 6 seconds. And next we have Sprite Spark. Skills and primary attacks can now be used during the living lightning created by Lightning Nova. Well, that sounds interesting, I want to try this. Now let's move on to the Monk. First, they increased the 7-sided strike damage by 10%. That's the change for the skills. And now let's talk about the items. First change is about this essence. 7-sided strike damage increased by 18%. Well, it says the same thing already, but I don't know what's gonna change. And next we have some changes about Ice Upon the Blossom. Once again, 7-sided strike damage increased by 18%, and chill effect duration from 7-sided strike increased from 3 to 6 seconds. And next we have a change about this essence too. Monks use this essence in PvP all the time. 7-sided strike damage increased by 14%. I guess these increases are gonna be happen on top of these damage increases. That says right here already. And finally we have news about spokes of the wheel essence too. Essence Mastery no longer reduces cooldown, instead increasing the damage bonus from 10 to 19%. To be honest, I think cooldown was just better than damage increase, but who knows. Now let's talk about Pew Pews. They have two changes to their skills. First one is Daring Swing. Cooldown reduced from 10 to 9 seconds and skill animation time reduced. And the next skill getting changes is Knife Trap. Cooldown reduced from 12 to 9 seconds. Skill range increased from 6 to 8 meters. Arming time has been reduced significantly to the point where traps deploy almost immediately. Well, it looks like they really want Demon Hunters to play with trap builds. Well, we might have to try it for ourselves too, but I don't really think so. I don't really like Demon Hunter. But maybe in the future. Now let's check out the items. These two essences are gonna have the same changes. Daring Swing cooldown reduced from 10 to 9 seconds and Daring Swing animation time reduced. Those are the same stuff with the vanilla version of the skill. And basically all other knife traps essences are getting impacted by the vanilla version change of the skill, so cooldown is reduced, skill range is increased, and arming time is reduced too. And we have some changes for this essence. Since arming time has been adjusted, the function of this legendary item has also changed and no longer affects arming time. Hitting an enemy with primary attack now reduces the cooldown of Knife Trap by 0.3 seconds. And that's all for Demon Hunter changes. Next we have Crusader, and the only skill getting a change is Consecration. Cooldown reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. Now let's check out the item changes. First change is about this essence. Essence Mastery no longer reduces cooldown of shield charge, instead increasing damage bonus from 10% up to 19%. Next we have this essence. Reduce the amount of screen shake because of casting Judgment. Greatly increase the movement speed of the light beam from Judgment and increase Judgment damage by 80%. Next we have Long Palm essence. Sweep attack damage increased by 15% and maximum charges increased from 1 to 2. Next we have this essence. Consecration cooldown reduced from 15 to 12 seconds. Next we have this one. Conjuration of Light duration increased from 4.5 to 5.5 seconds. Next we have this one. Shield charge damage increased by 38% and shield charge cooldown reduced from 16 to 12 seconds. And that's all for Crusader changes. And finally we have Barbarian. And the only skill getting a change is Leap, and that's maximum charges increased from 1 to 2. Now let's check out the items. First we have Animal Instinct and Shocking Chaos essences. Maximum leap charges increased from 1 to 2. Next we have Battle Master's Helm. Demoralized cooldown reduced from 30 to 20 seconds. Which is good, this essence can be used in dungeons and raids. Next we have this essence. Demoralized cooldown reduced from 16 to 12 seconds. Next we have Determination essence. Fully charged damage from Furious Charge increased by 20%. Time to fully charge Furious Charge reduced from 1 to 0.5 seconds and Furious Charge maximum charges increased from 2 to 3. And the last essence getting a change is this one. The Absorb Shield granted by Leap now provides immunity to knockbacks while active. And that's all for Barbarian. Well, these are the changes we are going to get in 12 hours, and what do you think about these nerfs and buffs? Let me know in the comments and take care.